Hello everybody, and welcome to Workshop Studios. Today's project is our old John Deere. We're back to it. So today looks like it's on the mower deck, and we have a bad spindle. I think it just went out, made kind of a funny noise, and then a little bit of smoke comes down from there, which means the belt's probably coming across a spindle that's not moving. So let's have a look and see what we find. So this is the spindle that is probably not working, so we'll take this cover off first. Just 3 bolts. Hopefully they come out nice and easy. They should. So recently I had this mower deck apart and greased up the spindles, and this particular spindle would not take grease, and I had to do a lot of things to try and make it so it would take grease. And I was afraid that it had already gone past a point of being saved, can be saved, but we'll see. It's not a big deal. We can get it out of here and replace that spindle pretty easily. Generally, you'll know if the spindle's on its way out, they make a lot of noise, and this one's been making noise for a while. So, and the interesting bit was that when it stopped making noise. So that's how you can tell your spindle is. Now that could be pretty hot too, so I'm not going to try to do this without putting my gloves on. So here we go. Gloves on, and we'll see if that thing spins. By the way, this is the spindle. This turns the blade down below, and it's spinning still. Oh, interesting. Ouch, it's this one back here that's frozen up. Okay. Now we'll work on this one then. All right, so we're taking the nut off of this one here. This is an idler, I think they call them. On pulley. It helps direct the belt to where it's supposed to go. May have to replace it. We might be able to fix it. We'll see. There we go. Let's take it in the shop and see if there's anything we can do for it. Alright, so we got it freed up. It was a little stuck. It was very crunchy. Barely moves. Well, we'll put some grease in there, see if we can bring it back to life, because none of the ball bearings are gone. The seals are in place. So we'll put some grease in there and see if we can free it up a little. Maybe we'll start with oil and then grease. Okay, so I've rigged it up here with a bolt through there just so I can spin it easier. And I've been packing it, this stuff, sticky, red and tacky grease in there. And I've kind of just been using a screwdriver and kind of packing it in there. By the way, I am going to order a new one, but we'll see if we can get this one to at least get us through, until we get the new one in and we can get the lawn mowed. So, I hope you can hear that. Not quite so gravelly. It's not great, but it certainly should do what it's supposed to. And I'm going to end up putting a lot of grease around it here before I put it back on, and we'll see if we can get it working. Okay, let's go put it back on. Alright, so there it is, back installed with grease all over it. And we'll start it up and see how it sounds. Alright, let's see how it does. postscript. The belt's working, or I mean the pulley is working now, but it had done its damage to the belt already, so the belt shredded. So I've got to put a new one on. First thing I like to do is at least clean off some of the crud off the top of the mower deck, because I need to get to those pins. And then what I do is lower it down as low as it goes. There we go. Makes it easier to get in there and clean things up. So now we should be able to reach in there and get those pins. So there's a couple of connection points. Here's one here. There's one equivalent one right there. There's one down here. This one here. Usually I got both hands to do this. There we go. So there's the first pin out. Alright, so I took the pins out of here and this one back here. And what I'm going to do is slip those off of there. But to do that I need both hands. So I have to lift up on the deck just slightly and they'll slip off. And it's the same on this side. We got a pin there and a pin here. I'll take those out and lift them off of there. Alright, so that's the pins out. And now I'm going to slide it forward slightly. And that loosens the belt up there, so that I can take it off of this pulley up here. Like that. And now it's free to roll. And I think it's easiest to go this way here. So what I do is slide it out sideways. Now we sort of manhandle it out of here. I don't think there's a graceful way to do this, but if there is, I haven't seen it. So we just slide it out. Alright, so this is the offending one here. You can see it's completely shot. I can lift it off there, in fact, and that shouldn't be. That one is done. And it was done before I tried repacking that bearing, but that just wasn't going to work. So we've got 1, 2, and this third idler one, which is here. So these two. This one here, and this one over here. So we'll take those off of there and put new ones on. Alright, we'll take this one off first. Luckily I have one of these things. That makes it a lot easier. And this is the remnants of the old bearing that are in here. So all that stuff just gets thrown away. Alright, so I cleaned that surface up. Put a little WD-40 on it. Just, I'm not sure it'll help much, but if we ever have to get it off again, that surface will be a little bit easier to get it off. And kind of a cruddy looking washer, but there we go. And there's one done right there. Try it with a socket on there. Pound on it a little bit. There we go. That's got it. Okay. Take that one off. And that one off. And that one back on. Now I should have put this belt around here first, I guess, because it wants to, actually I think that's right. I may have to take this off again just to get that belt on there, because it looks like the belt wants to come through here, like that. Let's do this one next. Okay, the third one over here. Right here. Well, that one doesn't want to come off either, so use a little persuasion on it. And there we go. And one lifts off of there. There's the new one. Goes on there. All right. And that's it, folks. That's all it takes is to put those on. Just take 3 nuts off, which could be a little stuck, but use the persuader on them, and they should come off. So let me put it back together, and I'll show you what it sounds like. By the way, if you've never seen this thing in action, which you probably haven't because it's dangerous to get down there, the engine is pulling on this one here, and it rotates everything. I'll do this without the thing sliding towards me. And you can see this is called a serpentine belt sometimes because it goes around and around different things. But the idea is that this one pull point can move all 3 of these spindles, and these basically guide the belt so that it will go round and round in there. So let's do that again. You can see what I'm doing. See what it's doing now? It's spinning that spindle, this spindle, and this. Oops. Let me get the belt up there. There we go. That spindle. And so when it's going round and round, the engine's doing that and spinning those blades super fast into there. So it's important that these bearings be in good shape, or where it starts to drag on the belt, being able to freely go around, which it is now. So that's great. You can see I can pull that real easily, whereas before it was hanging up on that one that was all completely shot. And let me show you here. In fact, you can see some of the rubber buildup on there, I hope, where the belt was actually sticking to this and burning, so I could smell the burning smell. So if you smell a burning belt, it's probably one of those things that's not good. And by the way, these can go out as well. These are called spindles in these, rather than these, which are just guide pulleys, or whatever you want to call them. So all 3 of the blades, in this case there's 3 blades, they have a housing that is called a spindle housing, but it has bearings in it as well that allows it to spin freely. And these have a grease, a place where you can grease them up, which I've done recently. Probably a good idea to do that regularly, kind of a once-a-year thing where you grease the spindles. All right, let me put it back together and I'll show you what it does. Okay, that's got that fixed. We're ready to get on to do the mowing. Always something with a with the yard equipment. Well, good luck on your projects, and we'll catch you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. We sure do appreciate it here on the channel. Thank you so much. Bye.